It's just not easy to shoot a Guardians movie. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of dust. There's a lot of makeup, endless hours of makeup. But the end result is so worth it.
Hi, Zoe. I love that intro.
I know. I've been telling B, I love it. I love it so much. How
Now,
are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm
This movie
good.
definitely made me feel like, what would I do if I could go back and visit my younger self? And I was thinking about it, and it's actually the 20th anniversary of one of my favorite movies, Crossroads. And
Yes.
I'm curious what you would tell Zoe on that set.
Oh God, what would I tell her? Don't be so nervous. I remember at that time, like I was just so nervous because, I was getting to do these projects for the very first time and I was getting to travel to these places for the very first time. So there was a lot of nervousness that I felt and always having to cover that up to look like I've been here before. But I would just tell her, don't be so nervous. You belong.
I love that. I need that advice. So you shot this movie for 6 days, but your scenes are some of the most action-packed. What was it like for you to just kind of come in and be thrown into this action-packed world?
It was thrilling to say the least. It was also very nerve-wracking because I did 2 weeks of quarantine and only had one day of rehearsal and not even the full day. I only had an hour and a half to rehearse what we were going to do. Thankfully, I had an amazing stunt woman who did all the heavy lifting, but I definitely had to do a lot of the work in a time where I was the least in shape. 2020 was a year that it hit all of us. Everybody fell off the wagon
I
in
feel you.
so
Yeah.
many ways, like I was just like, my knees, my hips, I just felt my body. And as soon as I did it, I managed to get away with it because I've always been an athlete. But I remember I started getting back into my training right after I wrapped that movie. I'm like, I am going back because I don't ever want to hear my hips cracking this way ever.
And I know what you mean though. I was the same way. I'm loving all your posts from the set of Guardians, by the way, but I'm
Yeah.
terrified, man. I talked to James Gunn. He's like, it is a heavy shoot because of the subject matter. How's it going? How are you guys feeling on that set?
I have to say we're dealing with a lot of adversities, which is, COVID and scheduling and things like that. But when we're there, we're having such a wonderful time. It's a bittersweet moment because it is our understanding that this will be the last Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's bitter in that sense, but it's sweet because we are all very grateful to have lived this journey together. And James Gunn really is giving us a beautiful ending. And this story is really compelling. I think it's going to be the best one yet. So we're having a blast. But then again, it's just not easy to shoot a Guardians movie. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of dust. There's a lot of makeup. Endless hours of makeup. But the end result is so worth it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. Quick and short, but lovely talking to you as always.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.